don't know where to start, it can be overwhelming, even paralyzing. So let's fix that. Welcome to Simply Cyber, a community of tens of thousands of aspiring and active cybersecurity professionals focused on networking, knowledge sharing, and professional development. I'm Dr. Gerald Dozier, Chief Content Creator at Simply Cyber, inviting you to get the answers to your cybersecurity problems with hundreds of cybersecurity videos answering your frequently asked questions, interviewing industry experts, and live streaming daily cyber threat briefings hosted by me. Now get the stories and insights you won't find anywhere else. Hit subscribe now and dig into all the fresh content on the channel and in the community. Nothing should stop you from launching and leveling up your cybersecurity career today. All right. Do we have visual? Do I exist? Thank you, Eric Taylor. All right. Good morning, everybody. Give me a hot minute. Obviously, this is a Hot Mess Express. So stay. Ah! All right. Good morning, everybody. As I prepped, get the show back up and running and get the get all the goodies and all the the fancy graphics and all that stuff, we're going to go ahead and get you set up. Now, I want everyone to know, if you didn't know, that was actually the original OG intro. A lot of people do like that intro because it was all 80s like modems and dial-ups, 14 4K speeds. If you're new here, believe me, this is I'd like to say this is not normal, but I'd probably be lying. All right, here we go. All right. Woo! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. We got a good one for you. Let me get a little music going. And we're back. Welcome to, it's March 4th, 2024, episode number 570 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Dozier, and me, you, Eric Taylor, audio visual issues, Space Tacos, Marcus Kyler, the Yeet Crew, and so many others. Jim Lund's in the house. Good to see you, Jim Lund. We're all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be going through my go through each story and give my thoughts and opinions on each of those stories on what you can use, how you can use it for cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders. And if you're looking to break into the industry, guys, you're going to be all set. We got you covered. Because you're going to be asked in any single job interview, how do you stay current on the industry? And this right here, the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast, once it's up and running, it is a phenomenal answer for you. Plus, the networking is chef's kiss phenomenal. I want to let everybody know, in addition to having technical difficulties, I do not prep or research any of the stories in advance. So you're getting my honest, rough, rugged, and raw first takes on all these stories. But it's always all about good times. We've done it 570 times in a row, and we'll do it another 570 after this. Coffee cup cheers to everybody in chat. I genuinely appreciate all of you for bearing with me as, we kind of get the pods sorted out. All right, guys. Now, what I would love to tell you is, before we get into it, I want to say shout out and much love to the stream sponsors. Start with Barricade Cyber Solutions. Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But guess what Barricade Cyber Solutions knows how to do? That's right. They know how to yeet threat actors out the environment. They know how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Threat actors, catch them outside. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Also want to tell you guys about Panoptcy Security. Panoptcy Security, run by Brandon Poole, a good friend of mine, and just an excellent practitioner. He's been on the show a couple times if you've been a longtime member of the Simply Cyber community. Get a partner who understands your cyber program and your business goals. Whether it's, lifting and shifting to the cloud or doing an enterprise risk assessment, maybe you're exploring moving into the European market, but what does that mean for GDPR? Are you PCI compliant? How do you do a tabletop exercise? Like all these different things that are, pointed and very important to get right the first time. Brandon Poole and the team at Panoptcy Security can help you with all of those. They have the thought leadership and the knowledge capital to be able to help you execute on your vision. Or if you don't have a vision, they can help you figure out what your vision is and then help you execute on it. It's all about good times. Also want to say shout out to Antisyphon training, but more about those beautiful babies at the mid-roll. I want to remind all of you that each episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, just like this one, despite some of the audio-visual issues, is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, just like Josh Mason or Casually Joseph, Mr. Green Reads, and Omatola Agbana. Say hello, grab a screenshot, throw it in a file, in a folder on your desktop, and just count the number of files at the end of the year. That divided by 2 is how many CPEs you got. We got half the CPE per show. Thank you very much. If you don't know what to say, hashtag Team SC, just a rep that you're a member of the Simply Cyber community. Love the community. Love seeing all the support and inclusion on the Discord server. I see a lot of love on LinkedIn. It's great, guys. The community is amazing, and the support and celebrating everybody's wins, helping people through some tough times. That's what it's all about. Dude, the employer is going to change from year to year. The work's going to evolve and change, but the people stay, and that's what it's all about. What's up, Eddie? Hey, before we get into it, if today is your first episode of Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Briefing and you're still here, you were willing to bear through the audio-visual issue, then let us know it's your first time here. Hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer. We have a special sound effect. We have a special emote. We love welcoming our hashtag first timers. Please don't be shy. Space Tacos knows what's up. She's got it. She's got it in chat. So first timers, I feel like, hey, like just between me, you, and all the other long timers here, the first timers are probably like, oh, I heard about this. And then they're just like, what is that? Am I being punked right now with this like flowy wallpaper. I'm out of here, boy. All right, guys, do me a favor. Sit back, relax. It is Monday, so we have Simply Cyber Community Featured Member of the Week. Many of you know her, and I'm really excited to introduce her to all of you who may not have an opportunity to know her yet. So chill out, sit back, relax, and let's let that cool wave of hot takes wash over us in an awesome wave. I'll see you at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, March the 4th, 2024. I'm Steve Prentice. NSO Group ordered to give Pegasus code to WhatsApp. This order comes from a U.S. judge as part of a suit launched by Meta in October 2019 against the spyware's Israel-based vendor. Meta had launched the action as a result of NSO Group using WhatsApp to distribute the spyware. NSO leveraged a zero-day flaw in WhatsApp that allowed the spyware to be delivered just by placing calls, even if those calls went unanswered. Donica O'Carroll, head of the security lab at Amnesty International, stated, quote, "While the court's decision is a positive development, it is disappointing that NSO Group will be allowed to continue keeping the identity of its clients, who are responsible for this unlawful targeting, a secret." End quote.
All right. Hey, really quickly, we've got some first-timers in here. Sandra Joseph, Stephen Ogunjobi, and De Niro.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal. We'll drop 3 bombs in here.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, I am all messed up with my hot takes, cool talks today. Want to say welcome to the party, pal. There's your sound effect, and here's your emotes, first-timers. Giddy up on that. Oh, my God. What is going on, bro? Oh, I got to tell you, this is... Okay, so NSO Group ordered to hand over Pegasus spyware code. Now, a couple of things here. One, a U.S. court orders. NSO Group is an Israeli-based company. So I don't know what the jurisdiction the U.S. court system has over an Israeli-based company. So first of all, there's that's the first thing that jumps out to me as something to be kind of sus on. Louis A. and Life with George, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Dude, we have like a Hot Mess Express launch to the episode to the show today, and we have probably the most first timers in a while. Good to see you all, first timers. I promise you, now that we're off and running, the show's good to go. Next, they say hand over Pegasus spyware code. If I had to guess, the U.S. court is ordering NSO to hand over whatever the exploit or the identified vulnerability was of the WhatsApp software, not the entire Pegasus code base. That would be ridiculous, honestly, right? Because that is how NSO Group makes money. Now, they're printing money over there.
Straight cash, homie.
But at the end of the day, they are a for-profit business. It'd be like saying, like, U.S. court orders Microsoft to hand over Windows code. Like, that Microsoft makes their money off that. You can't do that and essentially give it to, another software company. Now, I do like that WhatsApp has, basically they want to get the disclosure of the vulnerability that's been discovered so WhatsApp can fix it. We've heard of Pegasus spyware being able to infect end users' devices like an iPhone by sending an iMessage and kind of compromising that. So this is interesting that Pegasus did not sit on their laurels, and they actually had exploitation for vulnerabilities in WhatsApp. Just goes to show you, I know it's not super easy to keep your devices clean, i.e. uninstalling apps that you no longer need. I know in the iPhone world, Apple has made it so like the Apple automatically unload itself if it's not used for like 60 days or something like that. So I appreciate that helping us automatically manage our attack surface, which is at the end of the day what it is. We'll see. Again, because this is a U.S. court saying that NSO Group isn't allowed to has to do something. I just don't see the jurisdiction here. Plus, like NSO Group, with all due respect, okay, you could say like, oh, you're not allowed to do business in the United States if you don't comply. With all due respect, it's not really U.S. It's not really U.S. Clients purchasing NSO Group software. This is high-end corporate nation state level spyware. It infects your device. It's very unassuming that your device is infected, and they can look at all your stuff, your texts, your emails, your pictures, listen to your calls, turn on your mic, turn on your camera, all that stuff. So there's a lot of, it's supposed to be for law enforcement only, but unfortunately Cash Talks and NSO Group is very indiscriminate about, when there's a certain amount of money threshold, they'll sell it to anyone. And we've seen it on investigative journalists' devices. We've seen it on political members who are challenging the ruling party's devices. So it really is, whatever. So let's see. They distributed it to 1,400 mobile devices. That's kind of bananas. I was wondering if they were running like a BOGO sale at NSO Group, because I've heard it's like $1 million for like 5 installs. I've heard that number. So if they're doing 1,400, dude, somebody got a bonus check at the end of the year that year. I'm just kind of curious to see. Yeah, see, they said the company doesn't have to provide specific information regarding the server architecture at this time, because WhatsApp would be able to glean the same information from the full functionality of the alleged spyware. I guess the court is trying to tell them they have to give everything of the software. That to me doesn't seem right. Like, here's the thing. I get that NSO Group is doing bad stuff, but I don't see, that doesn't seem right to me. Okay, let's keep going.
Change Healthcare confirms Black Cat. Schumer asks for aid. Updating the story we have been following throughout February, medical insurance company United Health Group has confirmed that the cyber attack on its subsidiary, Change Healthcare, was the work of Alf V. Black Cat. This has led Senate Majority Leader Charles Schumer to, quote, urge federal health officials to provide financial aid to New York hospitals and healthcare providers nationwide who say they have been paralyzed by a massive ongoing cyber attack, end quote, scrambling to process electronic prescription claims. Schumer describes this as an imminent financial cliff for hospitals in New York and nationally.
Okay. All right. I don't see anything in here about Schumer saying anything. All right, so here's the deal. Black Cat, Alfie, Tier 1 threat actor group, right? This is the same group that took down, that was previously Dark Side, took down Colonial Pipeline. I just want to point out, like, this is having downstream impacts, right? Like, lots of healthcare providers, hospitals, systems use Change Healthcare's subsidiary Optum for, like, I guess, pharmaceutical dispensing. And this Schumer, political figure wants to give money in relief to the hospitals who are struggling because of this impact. Real quick, like, if I give $1 million to a hospital in New York City, how does that fix anything? The software still doesn't work. You still can't write a prescription. You still can't do the scripts. So, like, I don't know. That seems like throwing money at a problem that's not a money problem. Second of all, I mean, Black Cat LV is asking for $300 million, which is pretty expensive, considering. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. They've only received $300 million. What's the ransom? Do they actually have a ransom amount? So it doesn't say how much ransom. It doesn't say the ransom amount they're asking for. I know here's the thing. We have a policy in the United States that government entities aren't allowed to pay ransoms because it's basically funding terrorism. Change Healthcare, I mean, I'm not saying that they should do this, but, like, Change Healthcare revenue. All right. They made $3.49 billion in 2022. Chances are Black Cat Alfie is probably, if I had to guess, asking for maximum a couple $1 million. Like the ransom payments go all over the place, but I don't know. Like, Eric Taylor, if you're in chat right now, like, holler at me on what you think a Black Cat typical ransom would be. In my mind, it's between, I would say for this particular instance, maybe a couple $1 million. Usually it's like, historically, it's been like 3 to 7% of annual revenue, but the numbers get skewed when you get into like multi-billion-dollar companies because they're not going to ask. I mean, they might ask, but it's just, you don't see like 30, 50, $75 million ransoms getting paid, right? So threat actors don't go that way. So we'll see. By the way, like, put aside the fact that throwing money at the problem is going to it's going to encourage ransomware threat actors to attack healthcare systems, but also, like, I hate to say, like, finger wag, shame on you, but dude, if you build your architecture in such a way that you have this like ridiculous single point of failure, like, again, like, no one wants to get. Here's the thing. This is like, okay, hold on. This is the thing about information security or cybersecurity that sucks. We can sit there, we practitioners, and be like, we shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't do this, or you should invest in that. This is the risk you're going to take, ma'am. This is the risk you're going to take, sir. Like, we are putting ourselves at risk. Oh, no. Like, it's all about the bottom line. Right? And you're like, okay, well, what kind of risk appetite do you have? And they're like, we don't have any risk appetite. We have a very low risk tolerance. It's like, the money that you, like, what you're budgeting for and what your point of view is does not align with what you're telling me your risk tolerance is. It is lazy to say, oh, it's like lazy and simple-minded to be like, oh, we have a low risk tolerance. The actions you're taking don't coincide with that. And here's the part that sucks about work. Well, one of the things that sucks about working in our industry. By the way, full disclosure, I love our industry. Love it, love it, love it. I couldn't even think of doing another job. So don't construe or misconstrue, what I'm about to say. It happens all the time. We say, hey, we should do this. We should invest in that. We should make these changes, whatever. Executive, you shouldn't use that, MacBook or whatever. No, we're fine. And then you get punched in the mouth. And you know what we can't say? I freaking told you. I told you this would happen. You can't. Like, you have to be like, I mean, you could look at him across the room and be like, you can give him the eyes, but you can't say I told you, because now somehow you're a peckerhead. You have to be like, all right, like, let's pick up the Lego pieces and let's reassemble the car. It's like, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, don't be a statistic. Oh, no. Look at Jerry. Jerry's always over here talking about the sky is falling. Well, now we're talking about like federal intervention because the single point of failure has been realized. Eric Taylor, 50 gifted subs.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Barricade Cyber with a 50 gifted sub.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Thank you.
Firm announces a data breach affecting 325,000. Hauser LLP, that is Houser, has a dozen offices nationwide and serves clients in, quote, every major financial center, end quote, specializing in litigation management, commercial and real estate law, class action defenses, and regulatory compliance. Its clients include Citibank, Deutsche Bank, and HSBC. The breach, which had been discovered in May of 2023, exposed personal data, possibly including credit card numbers, social security and driver's license numbers, individual tax identification numbers, financial account information, and medical information. The firm has offered affected clients credit monitoring services.
Oh, yeah, get the credit monitoring service on. Ooh, I feel so much better because you take my data in privacy and security seriously. By the way, thanks for the gifted subs.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Go ahead and scoop up those gifted subs. John Henry Gilly, Ahmad Haram, Sublime Ghost. You guys are all squad members. Giddy up on it. All right. Listen, I've said this before, okay? If I was a threat actor, threatactoracademy.com, if I was a threat actor, I would be targeting. Yeah, you can go ham and go after Change Healthcare, right? But that's like swinging for the fences at the All-Star game. You know what? You know what puts bacon on my plate? Singles. Maybe, you just hit a Texas Flyer into the shallow outfield and get a single, maybe a double, right? You know what? Getting on base is getting on base. If I was a threat actor, bro, I would be attacking law firms and accounting firms all day, every day. Think about the corpus of data they have. This law firm has all the, the tea, right? Or whatever, the receipts. Like, they're a law firm. They got all the data. People tell lawyers, like all the things that they need to know so the lawyers can help them, give them the best counsel and best guidance. Accountants have to have all the financials so they can help you pay as little taxes as possible and manage your assets and all that other crap. That's where you go, man. Like, think of it as an investment in yourself, because once you get all this data, you have a nice, curated list of targets. Again, this is not threatactoracademy.com. I'm not trying to teach you how to enable yourself. But what I am saying is I'm stunned. I don't see more law firms getting hit. Now, this particular one, 325,000. Guys, here's the deal. I have not worked directly with a law firm. I have worked with lawyers individually before, and they've been very pleasant. So most law firms I guess I work with are like individual practicing lawyers, kind of solo people. I have heard, again, no disrespect, this is based on a limited amount of information, but I have heard dealing with law firms is painful. They get really, really into the contracts. Sometimes they don't pay. And what are you going to do? Sue them? They've got a team of lawyers that will crush you. So I haven't touched law firms for that reason. But if anyone in chat works for a law firm or has worked for a law firm, I would love to know what people's thoughts are on the information security posture and the staffing of information security at law firms. I don't know if law firms outsource to MSPs. A lot of small businesses will outsource to MSPs and then assume that the MSP is providing information security, which the MSP is not, but that's an assumption that's been made. So we'll see what happens. Again, a lot of times, let me see. A lot of times, I'm saying I would attack law firms directly, but I suspect this particular law firm just happened to be caught in crossfire. You got to remember, guys, Black Cat, Alfie, hit Change Healthcare, okay? Okay, they probably targeted Change Healthcare, but something like this, if you're a threat actor and you send out 10,000 phishing emails and 25 people fall for it, you don't know what 25. You could have got a small business, mom and pop ice cream shop, or you could have got a law firm in Kansas. You know what I mean? You don't know, so you just got to get going. All right. Long story short, you obviously don't want to be these people, but this is just whatever. This is just another, if you work for a law firm, use this as an example on, hey, can we not become a statistic?
Researchers identify new predator infrastructure. Sticking with the spyware theme, analysts at Recorded Future's Insect Group have identified a new infrastructure which is likely being used by the operators of the commercial Predator spyware. Developed by the Israeli-owned spyware consortium Intelexa, Predator has been around since at least 2019 and infects Android and iPhone devices. The upgraded infrastructure includes spoofed websites to attract victims and sophisticated anonymization techniques. Much of the activity focuses on Kazakhstan, a country with a history of using spyware from vendors such as NSO Group, Finn Fisher, and RCS Lab.
All right, so more spyware. I feel like as we get more and more, at least in the United States, closer to the 2024 election, we saw a couple weeks ago, Australia's being targeted in high-end espionage. I actually talked to Finn Frock. He's going to come on and do that with us. We're seeing more and more spyware. Now, Predator spyware, very similar to NSO's Pegasus group spyware that we saw earlier, can infect Android devices and iPhone devices. So don't think that iPhones are invulnerable to malware. They say that researchers at Recorded Future, by the way, shout out to Recorded Future. I know TJ Nelson, a PhD graduate from the Dakota State University, and Corey's last name is failing me right now, but Corey, another PhD from Dakota State University Cyber Ops program are working over there as researchers and just doing phenomenal work. So my confidence level in Recorded Future is high as far as the quality that they're putting out there. They say that they analyzed it, and it's kind of weird. They analyzed domains used to deliver the spyware, which is, we'll talk on in a second. It looks like I saw a little headline that said spoofing. But they're targeting people in these countries: Angola, Armenia, Botswana, Egypt, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Oman, Philippines, Saudi, Trinidad, and Tobago. Like, this is kind of a wild mixed bag, guys. Like, this isn't like if you think about inviting countries to a party, this is kind of not what you would think. Like, this is, like Egypt, Africa, Middle East, Asia. Like, it's kind of all over the place. Like, the Philippines is like Pacific Rim. Trinidad, Tobago, if I'm not mistaken, is in the Caribbean. I might be wrong on that, so I might look like a donkey. But anyways, if I had to guess, Predator is basically infecting whoever pays them. This company is straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
And they don't give a crap about, I'm sure they care about politics, but like, it looks like they're just like, if your money is good, if the check clears, bro, here's your Predator installs, get going. So that's what I get when I look at these countries that are infected. Now, it does mention it starts with spoofing. Just to spend a minute on this, because, I like to help some of the people who are more junior in their career, or just learning. You can see here, they say that it's a multi-level delivery network compromising servers. I'm looking. Okay, so spoofing is basically, you can do spoofing a couple ways, right? Like, if I can call your phone, or I can send an email and spoof who I am, and it looks like I'm the CEO of the company, or it looks like it's your mom's phone number, but it's not really. That's one form of spoofing. This other one with domains, it's typically more like typo squatting. So you can see here, they say Krisha-kz.com and Kolesa.com are spoofing real estate and auto sales platforms in Kazakhstan. So if I had to guess, maybe Kolesa only has like one L in it. Krisha-kz, maybe like Krisha.com, or I bet you it's Krisha.kz, and they've done Krisha-kz.com. So basically, this is the deal. As far as defense goes, you can have firewall rules or email like safe links, so you can't click on it and go follow this. There's a couple different techniques, obviously educating your end user. The days of like looking at the URL and telling them that, like, if it looks weird, it is weird. You could still do that, but most, mid-tier threat actors and up they're not having like weird typo things. Like, you can even put in the body of the email, like Krisha.kz, like that's what you would read, but the hyperlink underneath it attached to that text on the screen goes to the Krisha-kz.com. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but let's go.
And now a word from our sponsor, Conveyor. We've got a returning sponsor this week, Conveyor. They are the AI security review automation platform helping InfoSec teams automate everything from security sharing a SOC 2 to one-click auto-filing security questionnaires in OneTrust. So you can spend almost zero time on the manual tasks that make you want to throw your computer out the window. Teams are finding in a free proof of concept that Conveyor's AI is better than the rest. And you can learn more at conveyor.com. That is CONVEYOR.com. And mention this podcast for 5 free questionnaire credits when you purchase an enterprise plan.
All right, it's the mid-roll. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the mid-roll. Hopefully you're straight loving it, having a great show. Got off to a bumpy start, but I think we've reached a cruising altitude. Guys, before we get into everything, I want to say thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. Thank you for being so gracious when things don't work out perfectly. If you're getting educational value or entertainment value from the stream, do me a favor. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. It goes a long way to helping others find the show. Okay? Others like Louis A., Life with George De Niro, Sandra Joseph, Stephen Ogunjobi. They're first timers today, probably because we hit the like button on Friday. So pay it forward. Pay it forward. Help us get other people to find the community. Shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, for their continued support, plus the 100 gifted subs. Panoptcy Security and Antisyphon Training. Guys, if you don't know Antisyphon Training, they are disrupting the traditional cyber training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, including King Victor B., Chinadu, Second Chance Nomad, Dream Logic, Marcus Kyler. They're providing it to everyone, regardless of financial position, okay? They offer their students the opportunity to learn skills, practice what is taught, and engage with the community in a fun and inclusive way. Go to antisyphontraining.com and check out their calendar of upcoming training. They have an entire pay-what-you-can training. Look at all these courses, guys. Here's 9 different courses that you can take for $0, led by industry experts. This is not a joke. This is awesome. This is John Strand 101 right here. Love it. All right, guys. Want to talk about the Simply Cyber Community Challenge for a hot minute. The Simply Cyber Community Challenge is a way for you to blow up your professional network leveraging LinkedIn. Oh, hey, Kevin L.E. TV. Kevin Lee TV, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All right, guys. Hey, Joel Gallant currently has the baton. Here's the deal. Go over to LinkedIn, search for the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge, find Joel Gallant's post, connect with Joel, connect with the people commenting on Joel's post, comment on the post, and what'll happen is that's you building your professional network, say 5 or 6 new people, but the next person who comes through and connects with the people in the comments is going to connect with you, which means passively you're building your professional network. Do it for 2 weeks. Believe me, you'll be blown away at how awesome your LinkedIn feed looks. Now, we do need a baton holder. Joel Gallant, if you're in chat, Joel, let me know if you're in chat, please. Joel Gallant, if you're in chat. We need someone to take the baton. If you would like to be the Simply Cyber Community baton holder for today, it's a one-day thing. All you got to do is go on LinkedIn, post your story, and use the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge and tag me. That's it. Raise your hand, let us know. And if Joel is not in chat, then I will tag somebody. All right. Hey, guys, every single day of the week has a special segment. And today, I love Mondays. Mondays are the Simply Cyber community member feature of the week, right? There's hundreds and hundreds of amazing practitioners and aspiring practitioners who are in the community, and I want you to know who they are. Today is a very special one. I don't know if she's in chat right now, but I'd like you all to meet Alana Boyajian. This is Alana. She's been a member of the Simply Cyber community for quite some time. She's a GRC professional working in the hospitality industry. She does say GIF, not GIF, so that's the only thing that she and I disagree on. But if you're interested in GRC work, if you're interested in a great person with a great attitude, she's definitely someone worth connecting on LinkedIn and saying hello to. I'm going to drop her social LinkedIn in chat and say hi. So yeah, big fan. The reason I chose Alana, NIST CSF 2.0, I went ham on it Friday, thought about it over the weekend. And Alana's a big, GRC framework NIST person too. So shout out to her. Thanks so much for being a great member of the community, Alana. She's always on Discord too, hooking people up and high-fiving. So yeah, all about good times. Let's keep going.
Issues warning about Phobos. The CISA advisory was released last Thursday specifically to warn public sector organizations against this ransomware as a service provider. The advisory states that, quote, since 2019, Phobos, which is Phobos, has targeted the IT systems of municipal and county governments, emergency services, education institutions, public healthcare systems, and other critical infrastructure, end quote. It is not an overly sophisticated service, but it does take advantage of two attack vectors, phishing and the use of the Microsoft Remote Desktop Protocol.
No.
German.
No. Okay, hold on. This requires this animated GIF so much. Where is it? Oh my God, where is it? I need it. Where's the one with, is it Tracy Morgan in the car shaking his head? No. Oh, there it is. Yes. This is what I think of when I see this. Okay, guys. Microsoft RDP to the internet? Are you joking me? No. It's 2024. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? For those who are not aware, okay, Microsoft Windows has a remote desktop protocol service, right? It's RDP. Typically, you'd run it on like servers so you can remote in. A lot of endpoints like end user systems have it so you can jump in and do IT maintenance. But that's what we did in the 90s when we didn't know any better. Oh, we were spring children, right? But guess what? Winter's coming. You cannot run Microsoft RDP open to the internet in 2024. What the hell? We have remote access solutions. We have VPNs. We have a million solutions that are secure, more secure than Microsoft RDP. The Phobos ransom gang must be like, oh my God, are you serious? Like I almost feel like somebody in the Phobos ransomware gang was like, hey, why don't we search for Microsoft RDP? Right? Oh, you know what? Okay. I'm sorry going deep on this one, but this is like what I'm thinking here. I might even do this. Like this is what's happening at Phobos meetings, like on Thursday when they're talking about, hey guys, no bad ideas. Let's just brainstorm, get in the flow, feel it. And someone's like, let's search for Microsoft RDP open to the internet and just open hand slap. No, that's a waste of our time. It's 2024. Yet, however, we need the U.S. federal government and Our Lady of Cybersecurity, Jen Easterly, to issue an advisory telling people to secure their Microsoft RDP. Are you kidding me? What are you doing? How have you made it this far? Okay. Woosah. All right, here's the deal. Okay, if you do not want to be a victim, if you do not want to be a statistic, please use a solution like Shodan, or I think Hacker Target or Hacker Scanner or whatever. This is like another one that's like Shodan. Get your own vulnerability scanner, Nessus, whatever. Scan your internet-facing assets. Make sure they're not running RDP, which is port 3389. Guess what? Threat actors know what port RDP listens on too. It's not a secret. You cannot hide in the noise. And if you think that you're too small a business so it won't get attacked, again, that is ridiculous. So many small, I hear it all the time. And when I say small, you could be a multi, hundreds of millions of dollars business and still think you're a small business and not going to be impacted. Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Casually Joseph. This is Carl for all those. This is our token end user. You can't do that. So TLDR, search for Microsoft RDP, okay, and shut it down. Second of all, provide remote access solutions to your end users. You can't just you should just shut this down, but you can't just say we're not doing remote access here. It's 2024, sales teams travel, work from home, work remote, whatever. You got to be flexible all over the place. You don't need to do RDP into a box, okay? It's lazy. Also, they said phishing emails. Well, guess what? Everybody sends phishing emails. So you should have your practices in place around phishing risk mitigation, i.e. email security gateways, policy tuning around that, end user awareness. If you can, next-gen firewalls that dynamically update based on threat intelligence feeds for C2 infrastructure, etc. Oh my God. Like, I know Microsoft isn't going to nerf their own RDP solution like they did with macros in Office products, but like, what are we doing here?
Air Force under fire for non-encrypted Ukraine discussions, overheard by Russia. There is some embarrassment and outrage in Germany after Russian media published a conversation amongst German Air Force senior officials regarding the possibility of deploying Taurus long-range missiles in Ukraine and training pilots and operators there. Rather than being a sophisticated hack on the part of Russian intelligence, this event was, as reported separately by German news agencies Der Spiegel and DPA, that the recordings, which have been deemed as authentic, came from a, quote, non-encrypted WebEx connection, end quote, in which meeting invitations had been sent to cell phones.
How can you even have an unencrypted WebEx call? Like, how can I, like, I almost want to cry. Like, how can you, in 2024, how can you have an unencrypted, like, web service connection? How can you have like, WebEx, Cisco and WebEx, Cisco acquired WebEx, so, but WebEx, Cisco's owned WebEx for at least 9 years, 9 or 10 years. You can fact check me on that. They've had enough time. Okay. How do you not introduce encrypted connections? It's mind blowing. I feel like WebEx is like your dad's, meeting solution, right? I mean, we all crap on Teams all the time, and Teams is terrible. But I feel like WebEx is like, your dad's thing. So anyways, Russia wiretaps. Russia's really good at disinformation, misinformation. They're also good at hacking. Again, this just goes to show you guys. I don't know why they're showing this picture of this guy like about to meet the Pope here, but it just goes to show you that you don't need to burn 0 days. You don't have to be next level hacksaw in order to get, to compromise businesses and systems, right? Like, look at this guy. This is the guy right here getting unencrypted meeting data. This is it right here. Next level hacksaw. So here's my thing. This is another thing about our industry that you got to be mindful of, okay? It's hard. You have to be consistent. If you're working with, and this is the part that blows my mind, if you're working with nation state level VIPs, this is like the senior joint chiefs kind of Germany, top level brass, right? The generals. And they're jumping on like an unencrypted WebEx call, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you like? Is it just convenience? Like, here's the deal, guys. We need to be vigilant. I know we've said it before, and it's, whatever. It's kind of like, over and over hearing the same thing, but like, we must remain vigilant. That's it. Educate end users, make them know what's up. I could also, I could imagine in a world, just for full disclosure, I could imagine in a world where the InfoSec people are like, hey, we really shouldn't use this. And the generals being VIPs are like, no, we're good. We're good. Like, I don't want to say, like, I want to be very diplomatic about this, but it's not uncommon for executives, especially like executives of larger organizations, right, to have, I don't want to say entitlement, but like they don't like friction. Okay. They don't want to wait in an airport line, right? They want to fly private. They don't They don't want to drive. They want to be driven. Like they want to show up and whatever they're there for is ready to go. They don't want to wait. They don't want friction. And when you make decisions like this for technology, yeah, the WebEx thing probably opened right up. Everybody was able to connect to it immediately. Like friction free. But dude, you are dramatically increasing your risk exposure by doing these less friction-y things, okay? I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times, okay? This isn't a perfect analogy, and some people will disagree with me. I know Josh Mason disagrees with me on this one. Josh Mason in chat. Think of a straight line. On one end, you have usability and frictionless experiences. And on the other end, you have security, okay? There's a slider. You slide it wherever you want. The higher your risk tolerance, the more usable you can get it. The lower your risk tolerance, the more secure you get it, but the less usable it is. Now, this isn't a perfect analogy, but basically, like usable, like no authentication. You just walk right up to the kiosk and you can like do anything on the machine. Super usable, but also very insecure. Same machine, but you put 3 factors of authentication on it and you get auto logged out every 2 minutes. Super secure, horrible end user experience, right? So you got to find somewhere in the middle, right? Maybe it's multi-factor authentication only if you're logging in remotely. But if you're like, local on the local LAN, it's single authentication, something like that. But my point is, sometimes when you introduce friction to people who have power and authority to make big decisions, they choose like like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. They choose poorly. Okay, let me cup. There we go. Oh yeah, here we go. This is perfect. Last one. I'm having a good time on a Monday. Thank you guys for indulging me. He chose poorly.
P offers printer subscription that they get to monitor.
No.
This new service offers families and small businesses a printer for a small monthly fee ranging from $6.99 to $35.99 depending on the printer chosen, along with ink deliveries and 24/7 tech support. But the terms of service also require that subscribers keep the printer connected to the internet. HP says this is so it can monitor ink cartridge status and the number of pages printed. However, it also allows HP to, quote, remotely monitor the type of documents printed and the devices and software used to print, end quote. The policy also says that HP may, quote, transfer information about you to advertising partners so they can recognize your devices, perform targeted advertising, and potentially combine information about you with information from other companies, end quote.
Okay. I've done 570 of these shows. Many of you have met me in real life. I don't really swear, especially on stream. This story is as close as I think I'm ever going to get. I am boiling with rage. I want to drop an F-bomb so hard on this. Are you kidding me? HP's product sucks already, and now they're going to introduce this like rental service. You ate like Kennedy earmuffs. Like, this is ridiculous, dude. Your product's terrible. And now you're going to do like a leasing program where in exchange to charging me a monthly rate and then having the most ridiculously expensive ink, which by the way, if you buy knockoff ink, doesn't work in the printer because they've got that figured out. You're going to charge me and then monitor what I print. So if I'm printing sensitive information, you get a copy of that. Suck it. You're going to start marketing to me. So all of a sudden, like my printer's going to pop out a freaking ad. That's what you're talking about. You're going to print an ad to my printer that I'm paying you to have. HP, this is stupid. This is almost as dumb as like your surge, like Wendy's talking about that surge pricing thing that was going on. This and an always on internet connection. Do you know what pisses me off? All right. I have an HP all-in-one printer. I have it because I bought it for the family and it just sucks. And I don't want to throw it away because I did spend money on it, but I have to use it. Do you know that I have to log into an app on my desktop before I can use this printer? I can't just send a print job to it. You've got to log in. And by the way, logging into the app means I log into a cloud account at HP before I can use my own printer, a hardware device I bought. I hate you, HP. HP, ugh. Seriously, and by the way, I think this is predatory. I think this is
Straight cash, homie.
I think this is them trying to squeeze as much money out of their solution and out of their customers as they possibly can. Calling it their all-in plan, that's like marketing shenanigans. What they're doing is exploiting people. And dude, I mean, not that like $300 for a printer is nothing, but to me, HP's printer line is very economical. It's like targeting kind of like cheap and easy. Well, certainly not easy, but cheaper on, like Brother printers are more expensive. Epsons are more expensive. HP's like so what's their freaking pricing model? $30 a month. So like in 10 months, I could have bought it. And by the way, they're like, if HP is selling your data and target marketing to you, they're totally making money off that. So they should just give you the freaking printer because you're opting in to being marketed to. I hate you, HP. I seriously do. Like, I almost want to drop the people's elbow on this all-in-one printer that I'm staring at right now. It's not the printer's problem. It's not the printer's fault. It didn't choose this life. But by proxy, I might warm up this elbow, get it going.
And now, last week in ransomware. Last week's top ransomware stories included the ongoing Change Healthcare repercussions, along with Ryceda's attack on Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, along with putting its stolen data up for sale. Lockbit continues to show signs of not being dead yet, although analyst Brett Callow has tweeted that the group has resorted to posting old ransomware announcements in an attempt to appear busier than it may be. In addition, ransomware gangs continue to swarm the Screen Connect RCE vulnerability exploitation situation, including Black Basta and the Bloody Ransomware Gang. Remember, we've got another.
All right, weekend roundup. Couple things. I forget I don't know what threat actor group they were talking about, but I guess one of them is printing old pics to look busy. So, I mean, basically it's like the equivalent of like somebody posting pictures from an activity that they did like 6 months ago or a year ago or 2 years ago into their social feed. So their ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend to like stir up emotions like, oh, look how much fun they're having. Look how much fun I'm having now that we're no longer together. But in reality, it's like 2 years ago. And like, you're just like, baby, come back. So that's what one ransomware threat actor is doing. Whatever. That's marketing shenanigans as well. The TLDR that is really valuable is the Screen Connect vulnerability continues to be exploited. We had John Hammond himself on stream on Thursday. Go back and watch that Simply Cyber Live if you're interested in a long form interview with John Hammond. We talked about the Screen Connect. Trivially easy to exploit. Florian Roth has written Yara rules. So if you are running Screen Connect in your environment, first of all, you should absolutely patch it, obviously.
You gotta patch it.
Next of all, you absolutely should go threat hunting. You can use those Yara rules. With the Yara rules, I don't know. I didn't look at them, so I don't know if they're just detecting exploitation or if they're detecting post-exploitation activity. But once a threat actor gets in, I mean, it's all gloves come off, right? They might create admin accounts that could do persistence mechanisms, C2 payloads, reach out to domain C2 infrastructures, move laterally, whatever, right? So you should absolutely have not been running Screen Connect at this point. All right, hey, that's gonna do it. Let me do this really quickly. Bumpy start, but I think we landed the plane really nicely, guys. If you are here just for the news, thank you very much. Have a wonderful Monday, March 4th, 2024. Just as a reminder, hold on one second. I got a reminder. We're doing a soft launch here. A soft launch, okay? If you're interested, I teased this last week. Right? So I spent like the last 2 weeks kind of like quietly building this cheat sheet thing. Now, anyone can download this. This is definitely got massive resources for everybody, whether you work in the industry or not. But what I wanted to tell you is, I was thinking a lot of practitioners are looking to pivot into the industry, right? You're an accountant, you're a heavy equipment machine operator, you're a marketing professional. We just saw one recently, water technician, like couldn't do it anymore. HVAC guy, sweating his butt off for the last 2 summers. It didn't like it, right? So for people who are looking to pivot, I wanted to make a very specific, targeted set of resources. There's a couple days of resources here. So I'm going to make this available if you want to get it, and you'll see what it is. But I also want to point out that I made a video on, like, it became obvious to me, and shout out to Chris Young, who helped me on this one, right? Like when someone sends you this resource, it's like, oh, hey, here's a resource that you need, right? Like, check it out. Here's a resource you need. Here's a list of resources. But when you get here, if you don't work in the industry or you're just new to the industry, you're like, what the hell? Sorry, Kenny. You're like, what do I do with this? I don't know what to do with this. And that was the missing piece. And because of that, I was like, oh man, that's a perfect opportunity. So like literally, you see this video right here? For every single one of these areas, every single one of these sections, I literally created like a 3 or 4 minute video where I go through, or this is a 7-minute video. I go and I explain exactly what you're supposed to do with the resource, right? So not just give you the resources that are awesome, but like, here's what you should be thinking about. Here's what you can use it for. Here's why I've included it. Here's the value to you. So you can save your time. You can be more deliberate about what you're learning and how you're learning it. And that's just one of the things. This document's freaking huge, okay? And I go all over the place. So I'm not going to put this on social media yet because I want to kind of like soft test it or whatever. But if you are here, you want to check it out, go to simplycyber.io/pivot, simplycyber.io/pivot, and you can get it. All right. So again, I'm talking to people who are cyber practitioner, are looking to pivot in, but anyone can use these resources. I even have the second day. I think you get the first one. You come in and it's all those resources, which by the way is probably like a month of work. But the second day, you'll receive this. This is a pivot kit I made. Okay, right? It's a whole other resource. And basically, I answer these 4 questions in pretty excruciating detail. What are the roles? How do I find those jobs? How do I make the resume awesome? And how do I crush the interview? I also include like killer resume templates that you can just take and fill out yourself. Question and Q&As that you'll get in an interview, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, long story short, that's available. Now, if you want to take off, I'll see you later. Thanks so much for being here. But if you're interested, we're about to pivot over to an Ask Me Anything, where if you have any questions about cybersecurity, NIST, CSF, whatever, let's go. We do need to pick somebody. We do need to pick somebody for the Simply Cyber Community Challenge before we get out of here. So, hey, who wants the Simply Cyber Pivot Challenge? Pivot Challenge. Jesus, you guys are buffer overflowing my brain. Who would like the baton? While we think about that, I'm going to pivot over to jaw jacking. Guys, thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow if you were here just for the news. Otherwise, I will see you at jaw jacking. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Jaw Jacking. I'm your host, Jerry Guy. Hopefully you enjoyed the daily cyber threat brief. If you're new here, what we do every single day from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard is we kick it old school. We answer all your questions, whatever your questions. What certs to get? What does SOC analysts do? Should I become a CISO? What do you do to chill out? Like, whatever your questions are, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. That's what this community is about. That's what this is for. Valentino. Question for Josh. We definitely need a baton holder. So don't be shy. If you would like to blow up your professional network, let's go. All right. Question for jaw jacking. Will you ever do those haiku walkthrough videos again, or are you done with them? As of right now, I'm done with them. If you want to DM me Space Tacos, I can give you greater detail. Now, I'm not opposed to doing other platforms. In fact, for those who don't know, Try Hack Me actually reached out to me. I had a call with them. We're going to be collaborating in 2024. They might even be making like Simply Cyber, mashups and having like a Carl range and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. I'm happy to share that, but I do love doing the walkthrough videos and stuff. So Moshi Levy, make sure you don't show them the first 2 minutes, Moshi. Showing the students the brief today, what advice can you give high school students looking to make themselves better to get into cyber? All right, so Moshi and the high school students. Number one, nothing like you need. Okay, so whatever you're learning in school is good, but if you want to work in cyber, like you don't have to go to college to work in cyber, okay? I went to college. I have multiple advanced degrees. You can do that path, and there's nothing wrong with it. It does enrich you and make you a great practitioner with like kind of a wide perspective. Having said that, you can also have a successful career without going to college, because cyber, in a lot of instances, cyber is like a vocation, right? So you can go learn to be a SOC analyst and get into a SOC. You can learn to become a penetration tester and get pen testing work. I would advise you that there's more SOC analyst jobs than pen testing jobs. And okay, so there's that. Secondly, definitely get hands-on experience right away, right? So like go do labs, like the pivot kit I just dropped or showed everybody. Tons of resources in there. There's a bunch of cyber ranges. Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Let's Defend, etc. Get those hands-on keyboard experiences. And finally, high school students, I know this might sound kind of cringy or whatever, but network, right? So like go to like a local conference, express your interest, hop on a stream and say hi, like do a lab and then talk to other people who've done the lab. Just put yourself out there a little bit. Also, if you do go to college, congratulations. If you do go to college, and this is a mistake I made when I was in college, make sure you're like, part of the benefit of college isn't just that you're getting educated. It's that you're networking and meeting other people who are in the same space, in the same degree, in the same region, right? So build the professional network. When I went through college, even though, I'm a pretty social guy, like I only associated and hung out with people, like none of my friends were in cyber or computer science at the time. None of them. So like my best friends were a business major, a journalism major, and a computer engineering major, right? And a marketing major. So in a poli-sci. So like, that was great. And I have these relationships that I've continued for 30 years. But when I graduated, I didn't have a job. I didn't know anyone to call. I didn't have a network, and it was very, very hard. All right. Did we get a baton holder up in here? Let me see. Crods9854 says, did we ever cover the story of Oakley, California being hit by ransomware declaring a state of emergency? Thank you for your insight. We did not cover that story, at least on a day that I did the show. Occasionally, Eric Taylor will jump in and do the show. So maybe we did that. I'm actually kind of curious. Let's see really quickly. Oakley, California ransomware state of emergency. You got to remember too, guys, like this is 7 days ago. When you declare a state of emergency, I almost feel like it's not a political move, but it's like, you may not be like, oh my God, everything's on fire. But when you declare a state of emergency, you can tap into funds and kind of like FEMA resources that you may not have access to otherwise. Just looking at this particular story, yeah, you can see that they declared it simply so they could accelerate the response. So maybe when you declare a state of emergency, you get to cut the line, you get to the front of the line or whatever. Yeah, I mean, this is, guys, here's CRODS 9854. Based on when I'm looking at this story really quickly, this is garden variety ransomware event. Like municipalities get hit all the time. Dallas got hit last year. Houston got hit, I believe. Baltimore got hit. Atlanta back in 2018 got hit. LA County School District got hit. Like Minneapolis School District get hit, right? Like ransomware threat actors will hit municipalities. Spartanburg, South Carolina got hit. What happened to Oakley, California? Like, I know everybody wants to be a special snowflake, but Oakland, California, get in line. As far as declaring a state of emergency, I swear to God, like it was just to access resources. It wasn't because their particular ransomware event was dramatically worse than all these other ones. All right. They did mention non-emergency services may have a delay, but that's it. So you can call 911. And that's a pretty consistent thing that we see also. Tony Patterson. Are there companies that will hire inexperienced SOC analysts? Yes, Tony. What I would say, again, I don't work for these companies, but what I will just say is go look for these companies, right? Expel, okay? Expel, Arctic Wolf, okay? Now, here's those are two options, but let me tell you why I chose them and what you should know about it, Tony. Those companies are larger, like MDR providers. And high school students in Moshi's class, listen up, because this will apply to you as well. MDR is managed detection and response. This is an outsourced security operations service. Basically, they're an outsourced solution that's like watching your business, kind of like a security guard watching the closed circuit TV. And when they see bad, they take action. You don't have to have an in-house SOC team because that's very expensive to get in-house. And it's really only reserved for like large enterprises. But you can outsource it. So there's a ton of options to outsource. You can go small business outsource. You can have an IT service provider do some InfoSec stuff, but these larger ones like Expel and Arctic Wolf, they have large footprints, right? So why do I point those two out? Because they have well-defined, documented workflows, processes, incident response playbooks, etc. And they'll hire inexperienced SOC analysts, frankly, because they can pay them less money while charging the same amount to their clients, which increases their profit margin.
Great cash, homie.
And you can, in exchange, you get trained up. So I know Tom Pike, for example, Stacy Loki, Jess Bishop, although I think Jess maybe had some more experience. You come in and they're like, listen, you're just going to shadow some people for a few weeks. Okay, now you're just going to do responding to phishing emails and people falling for phishes and stuff like that. They build you up and you get more and more experience. So like they don't want you necessarily to be an experienced SOC analyst because you may have bad practices that you've learned. They want kind of clean slates so they can learn the Expel way or the Arctic Wolf way. There are other providers out there, but I would say yes and look for those because that's their MO. All right. By the way, you might have to work overnight shift as a entry-level SOC analyst with no prior experience because that's a harder shift or less desirable shift. But guess what? Welcome to cybersecurity. You got to put in the work. Chinadu. By the way, what's up, Chinadu? I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute, Chinadu, but that blue badge is looking good. Currently going through a post-grad program as a hiring manager. What do you expect to see in a portfolio for a graduate aiming for cloud security? All right, so Chinadu, you can go a couple things. You can go deep on a cloud platform or you can go wide. So if you're going to do deep, you choose one platform. Probably, if I had to guess, it's either going to be AWS or Microsoft Azure. Depends what you want to do. AWS is really like tech companies, software and tech companies, like your Netflix, your SaaS providers, those things. And then Azure is more like everything else. Corporate businesses, many of them have moved to the Microsoft 365 instance. As far as a portfolio goes, depends what kind of work you want to get. Like if you wanted to be a GRC person, maybe you outline, like you get a fake instance or a test instance or whatever, and you walk through some of those labs of like either hardening an environment. Maybe you got to show practical hands-on experience type stuff. Maybe you show like a migration to an MFA deployment. Maybe you, what else could you do? Obviously, Microsoft has the certs, right? So the training, and then like, I think it's the AZ500 is like the security architect one. That certainly wouldn't hurt. But I think if you do some like hands-on configurations and tuning and such, and then document like what was the impact of that, that could go a long way. All right. D Barry got the Sec Plus. Boom. Congratulations, D Barry. Very happy for you. Hey, let me know, D Barry, were you part of the Slay Security community? Just curious, but way to go. Super pumped for you. Joseph Day here, just finished my first mini semester of cyber grad school with 2 A's. Couldn't have done it without this community. Heck yeah, Joseph Day here. Straight crushing it, homie. On to the next one. Glam for Breakfast says, I'm relatively new and curious. How do I get a membership? All right, well, first of all, Glam for Breakfast, relatively new. We're still going to qualify it as a first-timer. I know you're not a first-timer, but I wanted to play the sound effect.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal. Glam for breakfast. Where's my little emote? There we go. The way you get a membership, I think, is it exclamation point gift? We'll answer that. Yeah, so hey, Glam for Breakfast, look. Right here, I just did this. Nightbot dropped this link right here. You have to like opt in on YouTube. Like it's a YouTube thing, and you have to opt in on YouTube in order to say that you want to receive gifts, or else like you have to opt in. So that's all you got to do, and then you can be gifted a membership. If you want to purchase a membership for yourself, you can get them for $2 a month or $5 a month, depending on what you want to do. They're basically kind of the same thing. It's more to support the show and the channel. And let me show you here. If you go to the Simply Cyber YouTube channel, you should be able to do it on any video, including this one. There should be a join button, but here's a membership. I've never clicked in here. See what happens. Oh, this is if you are a member. You get to see exclusive content for members only. Yeah, so Glam for Breakfast. Let me see if I can. See, I'm already a member, so I say I get the see perks button, but that should say join if you're not a member. I hope that answers your question. All right. Let's see. Joe Nathan says, other than Sec Plus, what other certs or skills should I master for an entry-level InfoSec analyst role? Joe Nathan, going to need a little bit more information than that. Like what kind of entry-level InfoSec analyst role? Because it'll depend. While you're answering that, Annie Kaminer, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Love it, love it, love it. Oh, so good. Gary Sturgiadis and Marcus Kyler. I ran a 5-mile bridge run yesterday. It was so good. It was so good. All right. Hey, as far as Joe Nathan's question about the certs go, check out this research, which, by the way, you will find inside the cheat sheet kit if you sign up for it. Oh, look at all these people already in here. Look at all these people already giddy up on that. Don't be shy. If you want this pivot kit, go to simplycyber.io/pivot. Give it a shot. This resource right here, Joe Nathan, is goldmine. This basically is like a dynamically updated certificate sheet. What I want to call your attention to, and why I said Joe Nathan, like, what do you want to do? First of all, this list goes like in this order, with beginner at the bottom. So like basically this is all beginner cert stuff, right? So if you're talking entry level, this is kind of where you should be focusing. And then the verticals the green, the blue, the orange, the blue, the red, the purple, those are different kind of functions within information security. So like if you wanted to be a pen tester, getting this cert here isn't really going to help you with your career. So that's why I need to know. But just for fun, Helene Kelbo got the pivot kit. Nice. I hope you enjoy it. Okay. But check it out. If you're interested in pen testing, what I would say is you might want to consider Pen Test Plus, or it's not on here. I assume it's not on here. But what's his face? TCM Academy just released a junior pen tester cert. They have the big boy cert right here, but the junior pen tester cert's probably gonna gain traction. And then obviously Sec Plus. If you want to become an auditor, which is a nice entry level role into GRC function, go check out the ISACA CISA. Of course, I don't know where it is on here, so I don't know where it is, but just trust me, the ISACA CISA is where it's at. So hopefully that answers your question. Pivoting is so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
All right, guys. Hey, there it is. IT career questions. Hey, Zach Hill, not to put you on the spot, but would you like to be the Simply Cyber Community Challenge baton holder, Mr. Hill? The Simply Cyber Community Challenge, it's fairly straightforward. You just share your story. You share your story. You use the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge, and people connect with you. Nikhil with the super chat coming in super hot. 200. I don't know what currency that is, but 200 of that currency. Thank you for the super chat.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
If you're interested in learning more about the PGPT from TCM Academy, do connect with Jesse Johnson. He's telling me directly to connect with him. So he can help you out there. Okay, so Nikhil says, "What's up, Team SC? Cool breeze, Jerry guy number one. Very kind of you. Share any compliance trivia, please. Side note: I am working on a certification, getting myself hyped and accountable with Team SC." Yes, Nikhil. Hey, first of all, thanks for the super chat, and also thanks for the squad membership. And accountability is huge, guys. Got to hold yourself accountable. Share any compliance trivia. Ooh, let me see. What kind of trivia can I drop on y'all? Well, I mean, it's kind of a phrase in our industry, but maximum compliance equals minimum security. So I don't know if that is something that you've heard before, but I'm trying to think, what would be a trivia around compliance? I mean, this is anecdotal evidence, but most compliance frameworks are 80% of the same thing. That's kind of a little known secret. Here's a trivia question or a trivia thing. Did you know that NIST cybersecurity framework is completely voluntary and not a compliance framework? No one has to comply with it. When you talk about compliance, it's FISMA compliance for federal IT systems. Guys, I went deep on this thing. I've got so many hot takes on this. Oh, by the way, let me share this. I wanted to share this so badly on social media, LinkedIn, but I thought it was too hot for LinkedIn. Okay. After I got done reading the NIST CSF this last weekend, I posted this on Twitter. This is so true. Okay. Everybody and their cousin, even me, before I had read it, everybody was all geeked up about the new govern function inside NIST CSF 2.0. Everybody's like, oh yeah, look at this. GRC getting a win. Ooh, govern. Guys, respond and recover is really getting a huge makeover. Responding and recover always felt like NIST got tired and just threw it in at the very end. it was very difficult to make actionable. It was kind of cheesy. Respond and recover were basically the same thing, like the controls and such, or the outcomes. And they have gone full renovation. Like Magnolia Network and HGTV probably want to talk to the authors of NIST CSF 2.0 and make a show around renovating the respond and recover functions of NIST CSF. Super good, super hot. Way to go. I can't wait to drop my thoughts on NIST CSF. That I'm probably going to make a video later today. Okay. Let's see. Samuel Kalu says, I have over 2 years experience as a SOC analyst. I have the CYSA plus. What can I do to transition to a senior GRC position? Oh, all right. So Samuel Kalu wanting to pivot within the industry, not continue up the SOC analyst path, but go over to GRC position. Okay. So I guess, Samuel, my immediate thoughts are, let's figure out what you've been doing as a SOC analyst that overlaps with GRC work and really feature that. So as a SOC analyst, you've probably dealt with quite a bit of end users, making silly mistakes, right? So there's an opportunity for you to lean into, basically showcase the education of the end users that have basically come across your desk because they've gotten compromised or fallen for a fish or something like that. Another thing is around configuration, right? Baseline configuration, these type of things. As a SOC analyst, you've probably configured the crap out of some tools, configured, custom configured certain endpoints and stuff like that. Certainly look into that. Supply chain and cloud services, third-party risk. That's really kind of like on the come as far as like features, as far as focus of leadership and business goes. A lot of third-party questionnaires coming in. So, whatever you've seen as far as like controls that help manage that third-party risk, those interconnections, right? Maybe you've set up VPN to VPN connections, or you've seen compromises across that wire. That would be something interesting to bring up. As a GRC senior person, you're also really asked quite a bit about like risk assessment and managing risk. If you want, you're probably going to get interviewed and audited by like GRC people. So maybe, get more involved and interactive with that type of work, those type of projects. Maybe mention that you'd love to be their liaison for the cybersecurity office around operational information security. Kind of put yourself out there. I think those things could work. I hope that helps. Nathan James, hey, I'm now looking to apply for jobs and internships. I want to know if I should just focus on answer interview questions, or should I understand my resume projects in depth also along with interview questions? So I would say, Nathan James, obviously there's like a handful of like obvious interview questions that you should know, right? Like, how do you stay current in the industry? That's why I tell everybody, like, use this daily cyber threat brief as an example, because like you're going to get asked that question. There's just certain questions that you're going to get asked. So be prepared for those. But as far as like your resume projects go, I would focus on those more. Here's why. When I'm interviewing candidates for a job, right? I want to know what kind of person they are. I want to be like not wowed, but like if you're answering questions with kind of like token standard answers, that's fine, but it's like one-dimensional. If you tell me about your projects, or you somehow get get the conversation to go over to like where your projects are and talk about that, it gives me a much better picture of understanding that you have initiative, that you're proactive, how your mind works, like what your analytical and thinking skills are, kind of like philosophically how you've approached prepping for career, prepping for the job. It's just much more interesting and insightful of you as an individual, which at the end of the day, that's what I'm hiring. I'm hiring a person. If I was just hiring for a capability, I'd get an appliance for that and rack and stack it. Copper 00 says, Simply Cyber, pass my Sec Plus exam. Oh, wait. Way to go, Copper 00, straight crushing it. wants to thank the SC community and thanks for the passion you guys bring to the table. It helped me. All right, I'm going to do it right. Hashtag Team SC. Thank you. I'm dropping a hashtag. Thank you to hashtag Team SC. Thanks for bringing the heat, guys. Copper 00 crush out here, crushing wins because of the support that we're dropping here. Vineeth got a job offer last week for an incident response role, but was rescinded because they were unable to offer visa sponsorship. How do you suggest finding good companies with visa sponsorships? Wow. All right. Hey, so really quickly, Vineeth, I'm stunned that you got all the way to the job offer step without having the conversation about visa sponsorship. If that's something that's absolutely required for you, that needs to that needs to be addressed right up front, because otherwise you're wasting your time. Right. And that's really unfortunate that they had to rescind the offer because of that. I do not know of resources around visa sponsorships. What I would recommend is look at larger companies like, like Fortune 500 companies, basically, because they're going to have the resources and the infrastructure to support those type of things. But I don't know if there's like a, like visajobs.com or something like that. Like, I don't know if there's a resource for that. I don't know if in job postings there's a, configurable flag you can flag to say that. But hey, man, I'm sorry for you. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Like when they're like, oh yeah, we're going to rescind because of the visa. You're like, come again? Vineeth, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're like, maybe talk to them. See, is there a way to like make it work? Like some type of alternative solution? And getting the job is the hard part. But did we get a baton pass here? Looking through chat here. All right, I'm looking. So Anthony Ego Bamian says, if I had 3 months to get my first cyber job, what would you advise? All right, Anthony, buckle up. What I would advise you do is you're going to have to work your tail off. 3 months is a short window to go from zero to employed, okay? I mean, honestly, Anthony, I hate to be such a wet blanket, but like some job hiring cycles take 6 weeks, right? From like finding the job. Think about it. Like you find the job, you apply to the job, 2 weeks passes, they select you for interview, another week passes before you can get on people's schedules. The following week you do the interviews, maybe 2 weeks later they've made a decision and like they notify you, right? Like, I mean, that's like 6 weeks. So like 3 months is hard. But I would say if I had 3 months, like I got to get a job in 3 months, let's go. What I would say is start networking your face off. Like you should divide your day into thirds. Network your face off a third of the day. Do practical hands-on skills as hard as you can for a third of the day. And then for the final third, figure out jobs that you like, whatever job you want, like GRC analyst, SOC analyst. Find the, like if it's any job, if you just need employment, find the one that has the highest piece of pie of open jobs out there right now. I think it's SOC analyst, and then make sure that the learning you're doing in the practical labs is directly aligned to whatever the qualifications are on the job rec. If you need a certain cert, schedule it for like 4 weeks out, grind, get the cert, keep doing it, rinse and repeat, enumerate. You're probably not going to have a lot of fun. You're not going to be doing other personal activities. I'm talking like, 12-hour days kind of thing to grind through and get this. Manage yourself, take breaks, network your face off. Again, I can't overemphasize that. All right. Nobody has accepted the baton pass, which is unfortunate. All right, so Nerman says that there is a group that does. Norman says there is a group that does visa sponsorships. Very cool. All right. So we need a baton pass. Like maybe I'll do it today. How's that? Maybe I'll do it. Oh, well, Carrie's done it a couple times. But yeah, Carrie, if you want to do it, hold on. Jenny Housley for the baton pass. Okay, people are still asking about the baton pass. All right. All right. Devani N says they want a network. Devani N, have you done the Simply Cyber? Oh, hold on. IT career questions did accept it. All right, so we've got a queue now. So Zach Hill, IT career questions. I did ask, you did accept. So please, I guess we just missed Zach accepting it. So Zach's gonna do the baton pass today. Devani N with a red badge, so a long timer. Devani, thank you for opting in. Carrie, thank you for opting in. So Soulshine opting in. Okay, so everybody's jumping in on this. So this is fine. Just come back tomorrow. We're going to do the baton pass every day. Zach has it for today. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in and offering to do that. Kuda Chimera, what's your take on ISO IEC 42001-2023 for AI management in relationship to cybersecurity practitioners? I hadn't read that yet. Let's take a look. ISO IEC 42001-2023. Let's take a look at it together. Now, ISO typically paywalls all their gear. Yeah, so CUDA, I'm not going to pay 194 CHF, whatever that is, to read this. So, unfortunately, I can't really give a take on it. Based on the description here, it's a standard that specifies requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving AI management systems. It's designed for entities providing or utilizing AI-based products. Okay, if I had to guess,
Straight cash, homie.
I appreciate it. Like doing some work on this, very cool. What I would say is, National Institute of Standards and Technology for free. They released AI risk management, and they're currently working on it right now. You can see there's another one that I would review when I get time. Maybe this playbook. But so I would check this out. So sorry, Kuda, I can't give a better response on that. Yeah, Legrat, I'm not an ISO fan myself. Not an ISO fan myself. I am going to record this video today. The NIST hotness. Got all my notes here. All right, guys. Let's see. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it. Oh, hey, Chinadu. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. What us, the framework 2.0 about? Jazzy Jazz, the NIST CSF 2.0 framework, major renovation. I'm going to, like I said, I'll make a video and post it on YouTube so you guys can see it. I'm going to make two videos, actually. One is like, what is this and what are the big changes? And then two is going to be a much more deeper, like how do you implement NIST CSF 2.0? It'll be not for the YouTube algorithm, I'll tell you that much. It'll be much more for practitioners and people actually interested in it. All right, guys, just a reminder. I shared this earlier, but just a reminder. I built this pivot kit thing. If you go to simplycyber.io, I'm going to show it all to you right now. simplycyber.io/pivot. Let me show you what's up. simplycyber.io/pivot. Okay. So check it out. This is the cheat sheet. It's for anybody, right? Somebody asked, is it good for help desk to cyber? Yes. It's good for anyone, okay? I just called it for career pivoters because there's a lot of people there and I wanted them to know. I can already see that I've got 15 people looking at this cheat sheet. So listen, I welcome you. I explain what's going on. And here's the deal. Every single one of these sections, right? Here's security fundamentals. All right, let me show you. Security fundamentals, networking basics, operating systems, SOC analyst differ work, web app, cyber ranges. I probably should do a pen testing one. I'm a big GRC wonk, so there's a GRC section. Awareness training. I talk about that and how you should use that. Different YouTubers. Spoiler alert, I didn't even put myself in here because I'm terrible at marketing. And then resume interviews and templates and such. Okay, and then bonus content. But what do you do with this? Here's the thing. Again, this was brought to my attention by Chris Young, who's in chat right now, Christopher Young. A lot of people looking to break in or looking to level up, they'll get these like lists, like, oh, check out these 5 resources that every GRC analyst should use. Check out this list of 10 labs that you can use to level up your portfolio, right? But then you click on the link, right? You click on the link and you're like, how do I use this? Okay? Like I'll give you a perfect example. Cisco Networking Academy. Okay? Great resource, tons of free learning in here. But like if you went to this webpage, you're like, what do I do? Like what do I click on? Learn more, I guess. Okay. Now what do I do? Oh, I'm frustrated. I'm confused. F it. Okay. Now what about this? Packet tracer. BSEC talks about packet tracer all the time. Okay. So you click on the packet tracer thing. Now what? I thought it was a download. It says view course. Oh, I thought it was Cisco. Now it's sending me to Skills for All. Oh, I'm frustrated. F this. Okay. So because of that feedback, I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. So let me do this. Boom. Let's make a video and explain exactly how you should use it to the point where I show you how, like really quick. I mean, I do it quickly, but this is Packet Tracer. I show you how to install it, where to get the download, what it looks like, why there's a course associated with it. Like I explain how you actually distill out value from the list. For me personally, I know I'm like screaming into this microphone, but when Chris told me about the point of getting the list but not understanding what to do with it, it dawned on me. That's a major gap. Like I'm not serving the community if it's not in context. So I made, like, these videos are not on YouTube. These videos are only in this document. And I hope people, I know, hey, Roman C, Packet Tracer's not great, but it's a great tool for learning, for people who are beginning learning. Okay? It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So anyways, I hope this brings value to you guys, right? All right. I'm going to boogie out of here. It's been real. Yeah, if you don't get the email, check your spam folder or whatever. At Burcell. All right. Don't put it on social media yet, by the way. I'm doing a soft launch. This is for hashtag Team SC only. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I got a NIST CSF video to make. I got to meet with the very talented Kimberly Can Fix It. I think I have some other stuff going on today. Let me just look. Let me just really quickly. Oh, hey, really quickly, if anyone's interested in this is kind of fun. I just want to let everybody know this Thursday, for the live, it's office hour. Oh wait, hold on. It's office hours with the professor. We just wanted to have some fun, kind of kick it. It's more like jaw jack and AMA, except longer form. I'll, Chinadu had mentioned, why not like reintroduce myself to newer members. This is just basically going to be an opportunity to kind of relax, have some fun. Maybe I'll crack a beer. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, that's what's happening Thursday. Good times. All right, guys. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. It's been wonderful hanging with you guys. Remember, Burcell, go to simplycyber.io/pivot. 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 All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm Jerry, your chat. This has been Wicked Fun Jaw Jacking. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time for the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Hopefully no whammies, big bucks, no whammies. Otherwise, we'll just continue doing what we're doing. Eric Taylor doing jaw jacking tomorrow because I'm going to be teaching. Be good, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. This has been episode 570 of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast, March 4th, 2024. Holla! Everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content.